I know that we just covered top 10 fall cologne fragrances, but I was thinking to myself, first off, I love the fall time and the winter time. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite season is for fragrance wearing. But then I was thinking, like, not all of these can be worn every day. So they're not really signature scents. Today we're gonna be talking about the ones that are technically signature scents. So let's go ahead and just get started. Coming in the first place is one of the easiest signature scents for the cooler weather. That's a cologne of Salarial Elixir with vanilla. You guys are gonna see this come up quite frequently because it's just good, period. And it's easy for me to God, I just spit all over the place. But it's easy for me to recommend fragrances that are this quality, period. And because of the fact that it performs, it smells absolutely designer at the very least. It's called Reif by Khadlaj. If you don't have it by now, you guys, this is one that I stand by. And if I bring it back up, it's not because I don't have other fragrances to recommend, it's because it suits the list, plain and simple. I'm buying every single week like 20 to 30 fragrances, and you can catch that. If you go to my YouTube homepage, I'll have the editors put up some screen right now where you can navigate to it, and you click on lives. I very frequently do live streams where I blind buy, and it's a series on my channel that I'm gonna continue on. Blind buying together, recommendations, suggestions, Middle Eastern, it doesn't freaking matter. And I get them back in, and in that same section, we do unboxing. So there are plenty of fragrances to talk about. And specifically, these lists is gonna be clones. So whenever I say cheapies or affordables versus clones, they're two separate things. Let me give you an example really quick. El Tamir by Ted Lapidus is one that I think is a hidden gem, but I would not consider this a clone. It's got orange flower. It reminds me a lot of like YSL Myself, Gucci Guilty Elixir, etc., except for like 28 bucks if it's still in stock. This came out way before both of those fragrances. It's just like many other fashion, aspects. Things come back in style. Orange flower at the time that this was created wasn't in style. It was considered relatively feminine aspects, but nowadays it's a beautiful fragrance. So this will be reserved more so for signature scents for the fall, or affordable signature scents for the fall. Back to this, it smells a lot like Sauvage Elixir with vanilla, and it lasts. I've never gotten less than 8 hours. Make sure that you're spraying this on close, and I have to say this every time because it's the reality of the way the atomizer works. Some people would call this just an atomizer that mugs, which just means better than the rest, but you lose a lot of that when you spray it on. So wear this every single day during the fall and the winter time. It's barbershoppy, it's got lavender, it's woody, a little bit spicy, and simple as that, vanillic as it dries down. It'll last all day. It smells very expensive. Another one, if you're like an office goer, or if you're an ammu, an uncle, this is more suited for you. It's got tobacco ambers and some peppers. It's relatively simple, but in every good way. It's called Byad by Latafa. Not necessarily a hidden gem. It's been out for a long time, but not many people revisit this because it's older. It's got cardamom, maybe some peppers, woods. It's relatively simple, but for around like $30 at the time of making this video, don't shoot the messenger. This is an excellent daily scent for those of you who like the woods on a budget, basically. It doesn't smell that cheap, but it's still not in the best era of fragrances. This has filled the entire room right now, by the way, you guys, and it smells fantastic. It's that shaving cream, frothy vibe, just moderned out. It smells really good. So Byad utilizes spices, woods, simple. That's it. It'll last like a good 7-8 hours on clothing, maybe even a little bit more than that, but for the fall time, it's a signature scent worthy fragrance and fraction of the price of many designers. This next one isn't gonna be like a designer quality, but it'll get close. It's called Latafa's Jasur, and this is an excellent rendition or twist on Coral Fantasy by Valentino. So yeah, I think that this is the best born in Roma. It's got a little bit of sweet, a little bit fresh, apple, maybe even some zingy ginger, etc., with a dry down of some woods and vetiver. It smells great. It's, it's one of those where you're getting a little bit more than what you pay for, but don't expect the exact same thing with this, and with many of them, but it's still good enough to be on this list. Otherwise, like I said, I would have picked out another fragrance. So it's got the sweet factors, some ambery factors, fresh, fruity, and you can honestly rock this to the fall every single day, even during the spring and winter time if you want something that's relatively lighter. A banger fragrance I think you can rock every single day. Next one is by Fragrance World, and it's called Pinus Black. Turn your captions on for this part always. And Pinus Black smells a lot like a discontinued fragrance, Boss Bottled Intense EDP. Now, to understand my take on that fragrance, I was never really crazy about it. It got discontinued and I wasn't the saddest, but a lot of you guys out there have been, and I understand. For a designer fragrance, it smells spectacular, but nowadays, if you try to find a discontinued fragrance like that, it's like $180 to like $300. Screw that. I have my bottle and I compare it. You know what? The proof should be just shown. Here we go. All right, so here it is. Something that a lot of you guys out there will probably go crazy for. The Boss Bottled Intense Eau de Parfum. In the opening, it doesn't really smell the most expensive. And even in like the whole designer territory side of things, right? It does have like this synthetic, low quality style opening, but I can absolutely see the mass appeal. It's the beauty when it starts to dry down. Pinus Black dries down into something that's ambery, apple, crisp, maybe even some cinnamon. It doesn't give me apple apple pie vibes, but it gives me baked apple and cinnamon vibes. As it dries down, it does turn into something that's really nice. So I think my beef with it is just the opening, but nevertheless, the point I'm driving home here is Pinot Noir is just as good. I personally find it just as good. I would say it's probably like 85, 90%, but don't pay discontinued prices for anything, man. It's crazy, unless it's something you absolutely have to have and you're one of the OCDs like me. So, yep, that's it. You can wear this every single day during the fall and the winter time. Next one is Jack of Clubs by Fragrance World. Utilizes similar aspects and shaving creamy vibes that you'll find in fragrances like Sauvage Elixir. So you have that foamy lavender, except this one goes in a different territory. Less vanillic, more dry, woody, powdery, cedarwood, and it also uses a hefty dose of cardamom, something you'll find in here. So kind of in theory, it's like a blended, vibe of these two together. More masculine, more modern as well, and packaged into this bottle. It also has a hefty dose or a heftier dose of lavender, but I find this one to be something in between the La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique and La Nuit the original. If I had to pick, you guys, between the Caprice and all of the ones that are out there right now, I would absolutely pick Jack of Clubs because it seems the woodiest of them all. Caprice will last all day, but it has a heavier lavender. Doesn't mean it's not a good fragrance, but it smells great. If you don't know what that is, I just set myself up for this, so I might as well tell you. So Lattafa's Caprice is another version, and these are both supposed to be clones of La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique. I'm telling you right now, my choice is Jack of Clubs. In terms of which one gets close, they both kind of go in their own direction. Caprice lasts all day, but it has more lavender than Jack of Clubs. Simple as that. Still a great fragrance. My choice, Jack of Clubs. Iconic Nuit by Grandeur is also another. Are we gonna, look at this shit. I'm giving you guys a mini clone war in this fragrance. But yeah, so Iconic Nuit is also supposed to be a clone of YSL La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique. It's also a good one, but it's kind of the lighter one of the lot, basically. Simple as that. It still smells fantastic. And whatever's cheaper you can find, all three are pretty good. My choice, there it is. If you like soapy, but you want something that's gonna last during the cooler weather, I mean, this will work even the fall and the summertime. It just has the performance. I only picked this one up because it's more readily available than my favorite one, which is this. Essence de Blanc by Fragrance World. Unfortunately, it's not as available, but this will last all day. It's got this pretty frothed up style neroli that's a little bit soapy in every luxurious way, with some of that black tea, herbal kick that it'll give you. I never really liked Imagination, but I just recently started getting into it when I traveled and I smelled the bars of soap in the Islands Hotel, and that's kind of what Imagination smells like. This one adds a more herbal kick and it's highest quality of all of them. But right now, Aqua Dubai is pretty available by Haramain, and it smells pretty good. I won't say that it's the closest thing to it. It's not. And in fact, it kind of drops some of that frothy neroli and gives it more of an aquatic and aromatic bite to it. So it might even be a more appropriate spring and summer version, but it'll still work and it still smells fantastic. If you can get this, go for this one, but I know that it's not as available. I mean, you guys, I can put as many fragrances I want on this table. I almost always end up reaching for fragrances, but it is what it is. So yeah, back to Aqua Dubai. This is one that's going to last like 7-8 hours. It will still last. The quality of this is fantastic, and it's definitely much more of a twist. It's still a great twist and it still gets close. The average nose, they're probably not going to tell the difference, but Essence de Blanc, you will definitely tell the difference between that and this one. There is Chorus Blue Spice, which is another great option. Just wait for that Clone War and make sure to subscribe. You won't miss it in that case. Next one is warmer. It's more resinous. If you like to be in that seductive vibe on a daily basis that's slightly vanillic, this is called Soir by Fragrance World. They changed the bottles, clearly, and I love these. And this is one of the strongest interpretations of Grand Soir. Eternal Woods by Lattafa is another great one. It doesn't last as long as this one, but that one does have more of a plum nature to it, which gives it a twist. It's like a 6-hour fragrance, whereas this one is all day. They're both still worthy of the grab, and I think it has enough characteristics that if you like these enough, might not be redundant. I'm not even gonna say won't be redundant. If you don't really care for these and then you buy both of them, you're already coming into it with like that negative standpoint, or not negative, but not really favoring it. You will find it redundant. But if you love them, check them both out. My suggestion is Soir. That's the one that I'm gonna be picking because it's very clear cut, resins, waxy, and vanillic undertone. For those of you who aren't into ambers, you're probably gonna find this old, like just old in age, or for old people. I freaking love it. I think it's sexy, and I would wear this to dates or every single day during the winter and fall time. So this one I wanted to wear every day during the fall time, but I test a fragrance every day, so I couldn't really make it happen. It's called Dumont Salarial Epic, but I could wear it every night to bed. First things first is it reminds me of Angel Share meets Sava. So think of Khamra blended with Angel Share, and that in itself just means it's a little bit more boozy and less spicy as Khamra, but it's still stronger than then yeah, then Khamra for sure. I will say that Khamra still has an appreciation, or I still have an appreciation for Khamra, but my pick is Salarial Epic. It's got just enough cognac booze that will remind you of Angel Share, but if you want Angel Share, get Angel Share, okay? This is a hybrid of both, and it actually lasted on clothing for 3 days. It will last all day when you wear it and spray it, and it projects, and it has lighter aspects than something like Khamra, while it also has spicier aspects than something like Angel Share. So it's not a perfect, match of either one, but it is one of the best ones in the middle. I personally like to go for ones that are more so twists because it's like something new in a world of me wearing the same fragrance every day. I mean, think about it. Whenever I make a clone wear video, I have to wear the same fragrance that entire wearing. So if there's 10 clones, I'm wearing the same fragrance 10 days in a row, and I'm OCDingly trying to find the differences. So the fragrance that's kind of in between both or gives me different aspects of, a bunch of worlds, of course it's gonna be my favorite. It makes the most sense. It's not the strongest one. That's gonna be this one right here. It's called Royal Blend. Where is it? That's called Royal Blend Nero. It's the strongest one. And Lataf's Khamra is still pretty good. So back to Salarial Epic. The occasions, you could wear this every day. It's not overpowering in its projection. It smells high quality, and you could dress it up or even dress it down. Perfect for the fall and the winter time. Side note, if you're looking for any of these fragrances authentically, because believe it or not, a lot of these are getting faked. I've found this on websites they shouldn't be found, in China, etc. Make sure to check the links down in the description. It also helps support the channel when you do go through those links. So it's kind of 2 birds in 1 stone. If you find it cheaper, go for the cheaper price, but ultimately I personally believe that most of them are the lowest prices anyway. So back to the list. This is going to be Island by Khadlaj. This smells like Le Beau de Parfum. I would say about 80-85%. It just doesn't really capture the certain freshness at the top, and it does go more ambery and vanillic. It's a good rendition nevertheless, and it's absolutely better than anything else that we have on the market today, from like Glaciers, etc. It's damn near designer quality, I don't get less than 7 hours of the fragrance. It's not a beastly performing fragrance, but it's gonna be there the entire work day or school day or whatever it is, and you can rock this easily to the gym during the fall and the winter time. It's inoffensive. It's a designer fragrance, man. That's what it smells like, but in every good way as well. Especially for the price, you can't complain. If you're looking for something to gift this Thanksgiving, fall time, whatever, one of the best ones you can gift is Khadlaj Island. It's not the closest, sure. If you want Le Beau de Parfum, you're gonna have to pay a premium. At least when I did, it was exclusive to their online. I paid like 130 or 160 bucks, but this is like 35 bucks. So yeah, you be the judge. I personally like it. I enjoy it. I think it gives me the longevity that I need, and I can wear it every single day dressed up or dressed down during the fall and the winter, and even during the spring. Wrapping things up with the last 2 on this list, one is going to be Invictus Elixir, and this smells, I mean, you guys, is unbelievable. One of the highest quality, and it's not often, at least earlier on, when clones were still like new, the excitement did drive me to be like, damn, this is like 90%, but nowadays when I see how close they could actually get, it's like redefined the scale. It's like, no, you could do better, This is like 90% close to Invictus Elixir, period. Plain and simple. Patchouli, amberwoods, vanillic, so sexy, and this literally smells like designer quality. You're at Macy's right now. Oh, hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. Is that Invictus Elixir? No, it's Invictus Elixir. Oh, you're lying. No, I'm not lying. Look at the bottle. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's actually that good. It's that good. Now, of course, if you want Invictus Elixir, get Invictus Elixir. This is not the same juice in a different bottle, but this is a good, getting close to, it reminds me of it a lot. Invictus Elixir I still own, and I would still say that get your nose on it, and I don't know, would I buy it again? I think so. I really enjoy it, but not until this bottle runs out, period. Vanilla, amberwoods, and patchouli. So damn sexy. Dress it up, dress it down. When it gets cooler, it'll be even better. Last but not least, this cannot not be on this list. Proud of You by Fragrance World. The OG of the Proud of Yous. Not the Absolutely, not the Amber. Oh my God, the highest quality, inspo or fragrance that smells like Stronger With You. That's it. Simple as that. Chestnut, a little bit of citruses, incense, and woods. So sexy, you can rock it every day, and it's ageless. One of the best gifting fragrances that you can get this fall time. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Signature scents for the fall time. Simple as that. That are clones, cheapies, whatever you want to call them. Actually, most of these are clones. Yeah. My name is Neeb. Thank you for tuning back into AROMATIX, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.